Welcome to the Digital Environment module of our TechPlace training. My name is Alisa, and today, together with Sandra, I will talk about how digital tools can help us cope better with today's challenges related to climate. Both technology and environment are very broad terms, and I will talk you through some digital innovations that have the potential to help us stop environmental degradation and achieve our climate goals.
Clearly, there are two sides to this question, and we need to acknowledge upfront that some elements of tech can harm the environment we live in. I'll come back to this at the end of this module.
Before that, I will focus on how digital tools can enable the transition to a more sustainable world and explore digital solutions which tackle specific green issues. I will also mention some city examples that we hope will bring some of this to life.
Cities occupy just 3% of the Earth's land, but account for 60 to 80% of energy consumption and at least 70% of carbon emissions. The way we build and manage our urban spaces requires significant transformation to achieve sustainable development and to prevent irreversible damage to our planet.
Technology has potential to help. It can engage and empower governments, companies, and citizens to adopt eco-friendly practices, policies, and business models.
So, let's start by introducing some key areas in our urban context and a few digital solutions which aim to tackle environmental challenges. It's hard to imagine life without trains, buses, cars, airplanes, or simply transport. However, growing urban populations put pressure on urban mobility. I thought it would be useful to share a few examples of how technology can help us reduce this pressure.
First, let's think about digital and intelligent transportation systems, which are used to reduce traffic congestions and improve urban mobility. For example, sensors can collect data on vehicle types, speeds, and numbers. Intelligent traffic lights and smart cameras can generate real-time alerts to support people to move around cities more efficiently and reduce emissions. Electric bike rental programs or support systems for electric cars all offer environmentally sensitive transport options. A great example is the city of Genoa in Italy, which has an app to manage urban and suburban buses, trains, elevators, funiculars, and underground transport. This app has more than 45,000 daily active users, making public transport simpler and more efficient. Another interesting and useful idea in the city of Oslo in Norway is an app called Oslo's Traffic Agent. Using a gamification approach, school children can report dangerous spots or problem areas on their way to and from school.
Let's now think about waste management. We're seeing more and more examples of waste e-trading platforms, waste-specific software, and business analytics being used across the EU. You may already know that robots can identify and sort recyclables and critical materials. Or maybe you've seen autonomous, self-driven street sweepers and refuse trucks? Maybe. And there are an increasing number of smart waste bins in our cities, with identification systems, level sensors, temperature sensors, and software for optimizing logistics. If you look out for them, you'll start to notice them. The city of Aarhus in Denmark decided to look at how tech might tackle the high number of waste collections being made when bins were only 40% full. By installing smart bin sensors and in-cab technology together with an integrated system to centralize fleet management and route operations, they have been able to improve efficiencies and ensure bins are only collected when they are at least 90% full.
If waste management is pivotal for the environment, resource efficiency is equally important. So, next, we'll think about how tech might help with energy and material efficiency. We all know that with careful management, energy savings can often be found quite quickly. In Prague, in Czech Republic, special combined monitors were used to track electricity, gas, water, air temperature, CO2, and humidity in 21 different publicly owned buildings. Based on the data collected, energy management staff were able to discover potential water leaks, optimize heating, and regulate electricity consumption. And the EU's Sustainable Product Initiative is setting the stage for an introduction of a digital product passport tool. This digital tool will hopefully empower consumers to purchase more circular products or inform repairers on how to fix used devices rather than throwing them away and then replacing them.
Now, we'll look at a few solutions which address wider environmental and climate impacts. Sustainable food systems deliver food security and nutrition for all. Every year, millions of tons of food are wasted. Millions of people are still hungry, and high levels of GHG emissions are produced by the global food waste. Green and digital technologies can improve the shelf life of food and its distribution, thus increasing resource efficiencies and food availability while decreasing the amount of food waste and its effects on the environment.
Firstly, there is a wealth of smartphone apps for food planning, shopping, storage and cooking, food sharing and redistribution. We increasingly see smart packaging, where sensors and data carriers monitor food quality. Smart storage and disposal is possible through Wi-Fi connected fridges and bins. As a partner of the Urbact Action Planning Network Food Corridors, the Union of Bassa Romagna municipalities has developed an app, Bassa Romagna Food, to encourage use of proximity food. This app provides information on local producers and retailers of typical and local food, and it is meant to be used directly by citizens. The app developers are also working on another function that will include information on food surplus to be used for solidarity purposes. The city of Ghent in Belgium has an interesting project supporting sustainable food production, consumption, waste management, and social access to provisions called Ghent and Garde. Within this, the Venier platform connects farmers with restaurants and food stores so that locally grown produce can be sold directly to restaurants and retailers. In order to reduce food loss, the city of Belgrade in Serbia has a food sharing scheme in its web-based platform Food as Share. This directs surplus food donations to socially disadvantaged groups by facilitating communication and logistic processes.
The European Commission has identified air, water, and soil pollution as one of the 4 major planetary crises. Sustainable digital technology can help here too. Artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms can analyze pollutant data and provide insights for effective governance decisions, financial investment, and changes in consumption and production patterns. In Romania, the municipality of Alba Iulia installed detectors for different pollutants on public buses. This enabled public administration to have precise and real-time indications on pollution affecting the city and its surroundings. The southeastern Bay of Biscay in Spain uses data from the EU Copernicus Earth Observation Programme to reduce floating marine litter pollution in the coastal area. Technology allows us to share data in real time, machine to machine, analyze and visualize so it becomes useful in a wide range of areas such as regional or urban planning, transport and mobility, or agriculture.
Tech tools can also be useful in monitoring biodiversity and collecting data to inform decision-making, implementation of innovative solutions, green human activities, and environmental law enforcement. Online platforms and applications can raise awareness about biodiversity-related challenges and encourage citizens to support measures put in place to address them. collecting data from sensors, drones, satellites, cameras, or audio recordings, and using artificial intelligence-enabled solutions to process and manage this data enables us to understand the situation better and to identify areas or member states that do not comply with environmental rules and regulations. A good example comes from the city of Breda in Netherlands, which is working on a project to renature urban rivers in dense downtown areas, where there is insufficient space to develop natural riverbanks. The nature-inclusive Quay NIQ technology supports the development of a complex vertical ecosystem, providing favorable conditions for flora and fauna. The technical solution is supported by an intensive participatory co-design process, targeting the active engagement of external stakeholders and citizens.
We hope that this module has helped you understand the power of tech in addressing the climate emergency. However, as we have said at the beginning, we also need to acknowledge that tech can be a source of environmental damage in terms of some unfavorable production processes, high energy consumption, and waste that is not reused or recycled. To address this, digital transition has to incorporate environmentally sound technologies that protect the environment.
I hope that having watched this module, you are more aware of some of the benefits and potential offered by tech and digital tools when it comes to the zero carbon agenda. To find out more, have a look at the city use cases which accompany this training module. I would also encourage you to book a meeting with your tech teams to see how tech and digital tools are being used in your department.